Mark your calendars because the NBA needs those trades to happen before the 10th of February, this Thursday. The 2022 trade deadline has teams scrambling to assess whom to keep, sell, and buy ahead of the 2022 series. The playoff push, as ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski would put it, comes in at a total of $144 million in salary. Here's everything we know about trade season. While some teams are busy figuring out their dynamics, other teams are breaking ground with trades already happening. The Clippers and the Blazers kick things off. Portland will be sending Norman Powell and Robert Covington to the Clippers. In return, they'd be receiving Eric Bledsoe, Justice Winslow, Keon Johnson, and get a future second-round pick. So, what's going on with the LA Clippers? Looks like the Clippers aren't going to be holding back. The start of the season was marked with rumors surrounding Kawhi Leonard's possible return or not to the LA Clippers. However, as Ty Lue would put it, he's probably not going to return for the Clippers this season. Leonard isn't the only one whose fate lies in the air. Paul George's status is yet to be confirmed with his right elbow injury last season. On Friday, the Clippers kicked off the trade season by parting ways with multiple key players, Eric Bledsoe and Keon Johnson. They traded multiple assets with Portland Trailblazers Norman Powell and Robert Covington coming back their way. Should the LA Clippers make more trades? Perhaps, and perhaps not. While they're not a midsection team and their trades aren't influenced by others, the Clippers need to search for more upgrades. However, if they stay put with what they have, then they're not looking that bad. Powell has been signed on until 2025 and is a long-term keeper alongside George and Leonard. Covington, on the other hand, is a free agent and would continue to be so if the Clippers don't pay him this summer. The Clippers seemingly have it all figured out. However, if they add in more long-term players to their mix, including a long-standing point guard, then they are where the money would literally be at. Although yet to be confirmed, there's also news that Serge Ibaka could be traded. Have the Clippers thought it through? The first trade of the season has been made, and it's between the Los Angeles Clippers and the Portland Trailblazers, with Powell and Covington having been swapped. But how would this trade affect them moving forward? We don't know. What we do know, however, is that the fans are thrilled to see Powell in the lineup. Covington, for his part, had always been seen as an acquisition for a future trade, although the Clippers haven't confirmed these rumors. The Clippers will retain Covington's bird rights when the player becomes an unrestricted free agent this summer. Covington's trade comes off as a strategic play by the Clippers because should Nicholas Batum refuse the $3.3 million player option next season, Covington serves as a viable insurance for the team moving forward. There's now an open roster spot at the Clippers ahead of the deadline. There have been reports that Amir Coffey is being discussed by the team to be converted into a standard contract. Powell's return to California has been warm, and the Clippers are excited to see him play. One executive said, "He can bring a defensive intensity and ability to cover ground. His offense is a ways to go, but he can handle the ball. Next to a kid like Anthony Simons, he'll be good in a speed offense." The player is owed approximately $74.5 million over the course of the next 4 seasons. The Clippers aren't looking too shabby with this trade, although one would assume that they have given a lot more than they got. If you count, then yes. However, the Clippers stay to long-term strengths and strategic wins in this case. Powell and Covington are probably going to boost the Clippers ahead, but they also come with monetary benefits for the Los Angeles team. What's going on with the Portland Trailblazers? Looks like the Trailblazers had to make some tough choices ahead of the 2022 season. With Damian Lillard's future being undecided as of yet, and head coach Chauncey Billups being under observation, the Trailblazers really didn't have much stronghold ahead of Thursday's deadline. Powell and Covington had to be traded in for Bledsoe, Winslow, Johnson, and a 2025 second-round pick. Did the Blazers make a smart move? It's not fair to determine as of yet. However, with Powell and Covington, the Portland team had to give up a mountain of money owed to them. The trade saved them from a luxury tax and also cost them money that would have been tied with Powell had he still been playing for the Blazers, and whatever Covington would make in the summer, assuming that the Blazers intended on re-signing them, which reports suggested that they had been considering at some point. Billups, when questioned about the trade, had this to say: "Today we lost some good players, obviously, that were really loved around here, but this is all a part of it. This is the kind of business of it, that we took some necessary steps to have the flexibility we're going to need. Should the Blazers continue to sell or stay put? In all honesty, the Blazers aren't looking that good so far. While it's too early to tell, it wouldn't hurt for them to sell some more ahead of Thursday's deadline to see if they can form a more cohesive team. The trade allows the Blazers more flexibility and tax savings, and it also improves their chances of better draft picks in the 2022-23 season." How would the trade play off this season? While it's too early to tell if the trade between the Clippers and the Blazers will determine if either team goes ahead to the postseason, it's only fair to analyze what could potentially happen because of it. Winslow at this point is a reclamation project, and trading Bledsoe in his place takes some money off from the Clippers. Bledsoe's set to make an approximate $18.1 million this year. The Clippers have had a disappointing season so far. However, it doesn't come as a surprise owing to both Leonard and George's absence for most of the season due to injury. Can Powell and Covington replace them? Statistically, no. However, both players are strong shooters and have a lot to contribute when it comes to defense. The players might just help the Clippers get better floor spacing for a run. Again, it's too early to tell, but fans are speculating Leonard's return to the Clippers should they make it deep into the playoffs. At the current moment, it seems like the Clippers Clippers need to put in a whole lot more to be able to make it to the playoffs. Is the Simmons-Harden trade taking place? Many would remember how Ben Simmons refused to play for the Philadelphia 76ers this season, citing mental health reasons after coping from an offensive playoff performance against the Atlanta Hawks in 2020. Since then, Simmons has been the subject of several rumors. He won't be playing for Philly, that's for sure, but then who? Rumors suggest that the trade talk will come to a conclusion ahead of Thursday's deadline. In all likelihood, Philly's president Daryl Morey is looking for a trade worthy of the star's caliber and wants to play his cards just right. Morey, however, has less than a week to decide, and it seems like the top contender for the trade is the Brooklyn Nets superstar James Harden. Harden has reportedly been unable to keep up with the Brooklyn lifestyle and has a well-established relationship with Morey that goes back to both of them working together for the Houston Rockets. The only question is, what are the Sixers waiting for? Some reports suggest that they're waiting to make a trade, possibly till the summer when Harden becomes a free agent. However, experts suggest that a trade should be made sooner than later because it doesn't look like Simmons will be touching the hard floor anytime soon. What lies ahead for Dorian Finney-Smith? Dorian Finney-Smith has been a key player for the Dallas Mavericks this season as they've scored the third least points in the league with 103.6. The Mavericks think pretty highly of Finney-Smith, as evident from the fact that they passed on a late lottery pick in exchange for him. However, reports suggest that Finney-Smith might be outplaying his present extension. The player is currently valued at $20.6 million, and the Mavericks would have a luxury tax to address ahead of the 2022 offseason. Finney-Smith, along with Jalen Brunson, are set to become free agents this summer. Take action or stay put. A lot of thought needs to be put in ahead of the deadline for the 2022 offseason trading. That's all for today's video on trades that have been made, considered, and trades that probably should take place. Let us know what you thought in the comments down below. Be sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and we'll see you back here again real soon.